Monopoly Deal: How to Play. The object of the game is to be the first player to collect and lay down 3 full property sets of different colors. Setup: remove the 4 quick start cards from the deck and hand them out for reference. Shuffle the deck and deal 5 cards face down to each player. Players look at their own cards but keep them hidden from their opponents. Place the deck face down in the middle of the table as a draw deck. Pick a player to go first, then play proceeds clockwise. On your turn, you draw 2 cards from the top of the draw deck and add them to your hand. You can then play up to 3 cards from your hand. You don't need to play any cards if you don't want to. If you have more than 7 cards in your hand at the end of your turn, you must discard the extras. If a player runs out of cards during their turn, they pick up 5 cards at the start of their next turn instead of 2. There are 3 different ways to play cards. First, you can place money and action cards into your own bank. Your bank is a stack of cards in front of you. Every action card has a numerical value and can be placed into your bank for that value. However, once an action card is converted into money in your bank, you cannot use it as an action for the rest of the game. Property cards can never be played or moved into any player's bank. Second, you can place properties in front of you into your collection. You don't need to pay or do anything special to play them. Just lay them down in front of you, overlapping properties of the same color. This is how you collect property sets. Each property tells you how many are needed for a complete set. You do not need to collect different named cards of the same color to make a set. You are allowed to have duplicates. Some properties have 2 colors. These properties can only count towards 1 color at a time, and you must orient them in front of you, indicating such. You may only rearrange your properties in front of you on your turn. Third, you may play an action card to a center face-up discard pile and follow the instructions on the card. If you draw an action card on your turn, you are allowed to play it right away as one of your 3 cards or use it later. When you have to pay another player, you must take money from your bank and put it into their bank, or take one of your properties and give it to them, adding it to their sets. Properties used as payment are worth their monetary value indicated on their card. Cards in play never go back to players' hands, and players may never pay opponents with cards from their hand. You can pay another player with cards from your bank or properties or both. You choose how you're going to pay, not the player you're paying. If you overpay a player, no change is given. For example, if a player charges you 2 for rent and you only have a 3 card in your bank and no properties, you must overpay them the 3 and you don't get anything back. While you may choose to overpay with a single card, you cannot willingly give charity contributions to opponents by massively overpaying them. If you have no cards in front of you, you don't pay at all. If the draw deck runs out of cards, shuffle the discard into a new draw deck. After you play your cards, if you choose to, your turn ends and the next player clockwise takes a turn. The first player to collect 3 sets of properties wins.